Yeah, Tom, Luke here from Live 95. How's the form?
Good now, yourself, Luke?
Not too bad now. Tom, I just wanted to ask, obviously you're kind of coming up towards your mid-20s. You've won an All-Ireland. This is your second All-Ireland final. Back-to-back Munster titles, back-to-back league titles. I suppose when you were breaking through or when you were playing when you were younger, has this exceeded your wildest expectations and where you are now in your inter-county career?
Yeah, I know. I suppose it's a good question, and I think it's kind of one that you don't tend to reflect on when you're in the middle of your career. Really, it's more for a time, I suppose, when I'm retired and I'm going to look back on my Limerick career. That's I suppose I'll then decide that did it exceed my expectations or whatnot. But at the moment, it's just current focus and I suppose living in the now and just trying to win every game and every trophy that's there to be won each year that we go out in each competition that we play in. There's no denying that the last few years, like they have been unreal for Limerick hurling, considering maybe the lack of success that was there in the years before. So I don't really know if it's exceeded my expectations. I don't think it has. I think we're a very ambitious group. We probably were lucky enough to have success at underage as well. I suppose my group, we started at under 16, won an All-Ireland, and back-to-back Munster minors, and have two Munster under 21s and two All-Ireland under 21s as well. So going off that, and I know I was lucky to be on those teams, but I suppose success was something that was ingrained in us, and I wouldn't say that we're exceeding expectations with everything that we've done thus far.
Every big game that goes by in terms of maybe Munster finals, All-Ireland finals, All-Ireland semi-finals, do you feel different going into them as you I suppose playing more of them? Are you calmer, or is there any change in your mentality, or has it always been the same?
Yeah, I think you definitely do experience does bring that bit of calmness. I think definitely I know this year obviously is different to others. Usually running out into for Munster final day or John Crow Park for an All-Ireland semi-final. I was trying to reflect, at the weekend there going out against Galway, it was a bit more, definitely was a lot more relaxed, and I didn't know was it to put down due to playing in an empty stadium or whatnot. I think that would generate increased nerves, especially on match day. I think that's one thing definitely. I think as a player myself, I felt it is that little bit more relaxed, and you're able to get your feel for the game that bit easier, and those nerves aren't there. And I think you can kind of see that in the players, the way that we're playing at the moment as well. There's a lot more maybe composure on the ball. Games are high scoring, and I think maybe the fact that it's an empty stadium maybe allows for that player to be a bit more relaxed and composed on the ball, and you can see that in the performances.
Obviously, with the empty stadium, there's no fans, there's no families that would normally be there to hug you afterwards or to run out into the pitch after you. Do you feel as though, I suppose, you still have Dan on the pitch with you, you still have your brother? Do you feel privileged kind of to have him with you? And I suppose, does that help a bit where people mightn't have their families there, but you do have your brother to celebrate with?
Yeah, look, I'm very close, obviously, to everyone on the team, and especially Dan. It is nice. We won a league this year and a Munster championship, and it was like obviously hugely privileged, and we know we're lucky to be able to play the championship this year. But it was maybe a small bit disappointing that we couldn't have our close relatives to us, and going out maybe playing the All-Ireland final next week, and after the match again. Just such a big moment in our lives, and not to have those people that are so important to you at the game, and as you said, just kind of to share those moments with that in the immediate aftermath of a game. You immediately go to your family and those people who were with you and supported you all through the years, and not to have them there is disappointing. And it would be nice maybe if the GA, I don't know if they are, but if they could look into maybe getting family there. I don't think a big stadium like Croke Park, 82,000 seats, I don't think there's any reason why it couldn't be made possible. It's only, you're looking for maybe 500 people in an 82,000 capacity stadium, would do it, and it would mean a whole lot to the players. It mean a huge amount. I see it over in England that this weekend, they're going back trialing crowds into sporting games, and it's an outdoor arena, and I just think it would be safe, and it would be nice, but it is a small bit disappointing.
Just finally from me, Tom, you've been part of, probably over the last couple of years since you broke into the team, part of a fairly settled half-forward line yourself, Hegarty and Hayes. Kyle Hayes obviously moving back to the half-back line in recent times, with Cian Lynch coming in, David Reedy coming in. What's it been like? Has it been hard trying to adjust to that half-forward line without Kyle Hayes, because you've been used to it?
Yeah, look, there's obviously been a bit of change, but I don't think there was too much adjusting to do. My job individually in the half-forward line, and our role as a half-forward line has fairly maintained the same. So going out on the pitch, there's no worries. Will I be able to play as well or fit in just as well with David Reedy or Cian Lynch or whoever does fill that number 11 role since Kyle has gone back to wing back? You still have your own individual role to carry out in the team, and that's going to be the same no matter who's playing alongside you. We could put any one of our number of other half forwards in 10, 11, 12, and we'll play exactly the same way. It won't take much adjustment.
Thanks, Tom.
No problem, Luke.
Hey, Tom, you got 6 points the last day. Is that fair to say that was your best performance in a Limerick shirt?
I don't know if it was my best, just because maybe it was my highest scoring game in a Limerick shirt. I don't think it immediately reflects that it's my best game. For sure, it was a good performance. Individually, I was happy with it, and hopefully can, just improve again for 2 weeks' time.
Donal told us there that Ahane is 50-50 for next week. You took the last three when he was gone off. How would you feel about being a free taker in the All-Ireland final?
Yeah, look, I don't think it'll daunt me as a free taker. You have your routine, you have it prepped, and it's just about going up, stepping up, and sticking to that routine that you have, and implementing it on the day, no matter what match it is. I take frees for the club, all the way up along, and I've taken him. I took him in Cork 2 years ago when Aaron was injured. I got off that day, down in Port in 2018. So it's not something that'll faze me, but I'm not concerned about it at the moment, because I'm focused on it, and I'm pretty sure that Aaron will be playing come Sunday week.
Anyone else for online, lads?
Tom, John mentioned after the Munster final that he wouldn't be presenting the trophy until training on the Tuesday night. Was that a strong mark of the togetherness and bond that from the outside seems to be there within this team? Yeah,
definitely. I think it's something that all kind of panels would say, but I think it really showed with our group when John made that statement of how strongly we are and how strongly we feel about our unit. And John came out with that statement saying that he wouldn't present the cup until training Tuesday night, and he did just that. And he was always adamant since the start of the year when it was told that the extended panel wouldn't be allowed into games. He was always adamant that they should be allowed, and he was the first manager to speak out about that, and it's paid fruit now that they will be allowed into the All-Ireland final, which is only right. But yeah, it does. It reflects, I suppose, what we are as a group, and John reflects that. And it's definitely it shows like we each have the same, I suppose, feeling about our own group.
What was the feeling like during the week when you found out, when it was confirmed that the full panel could attend the final?
We're trying to prepare for an All-Ireland final. It was just an added bonus, to know that everyone can go and attend, and that we'll be able to share this moment together. All-Ireland final is huge. A player, everyone says the effort they've put in this year, but the players put in effort, for how many years really to get to this stage of their life, and not to be allowed in would be an absolute catastrophe, really. and it's only right that they are. It gives a huge lift to everyone, really, not just those 10 extended panel members that weren't allowed in previously, but it gives a lift to the other 26 that were allowed travel on the other days anyway, just to know that you do have the full 36 traveling to games and to have that buzz and share that moment with everyone.
Does it take a little bit of pressure off John and his management team that they don't have to tell 10 people that they wouldn't be able to go to a game?
I don't know if it takes pressure off. He's still going to have to deliver the news to 10 people that they don't make an All-Ireland final squad, which isn't easy for a manager anyway. Look, it's an added bonus, obviously, that they're allowed go, and it's absolutely fantastic. But he still has plenty of hard calls to make in the next 10, 11, 12 days. So I don't know if it takes any pressure off him and his management team really in that side.
Thanks, Tom.
Just one more, Tom, from me before you go. Declan was saying just on Waterford this year that probably all the neutrals will be behind Waterford in the way that they've come through to this final. They're trying to end the famine the same way it was in 2018 when you were coming through and when you got to that final. Do you think about that coming into this game, that as you become more successful, maybe more people want to see your downfall?
Yeah, look, I think that's obvious. Really, that most neutrals do go for the underdog, but it wouldn't really play in our heads really too much. We're focused every day we go out with our own job to do. We're not going to let anything, external noise or factors like that impact our performance, because at the end of the day, we don't really mind what the public want to win or who they want to win. We have our own objectives, and we want to hit that and make sure that we're successful.